Welcome, episode 49 of the Slabbed podcast, where the grades matter and there are no rules. How you doing this evening, Professor Oak?
Good. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Dagreenshiz. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Having had a great holiday, had a great New Year. Played some cards, won fantasy football. It's just U of M's going to the Natty. Lions are doing good. It's been a good couple of weeks. It's been great.
Good sports time. Yeah. Good sports time. Good time of the year for a lot of things, I think. Time with family and food and treats, indulging, a little bit of getting to do what you want when you want. I actually went to the casino Christmas Eve. I went out there for a bit in the morning, made some money on the roulette and skated back home in time for lunch. It was a fun day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Busy one. Lots happening. Kids, family, they keep you busy, right? I hope everyone else at home had a good Christmas and Happy New Year. Very exciting to be here on a new year. This time last year we were just getting going, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. We were just talking about it. We skipped, I think, 2 episodes in a year, which percentage-wise, that's pretty damn good, bud. Like, that's pretty good. What is that? I'm gonna do the math right now. 2 divided by possible 52.
4%.
Yeah, 3.038. So we're chilling. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. To be able to do that for a solid year. That's a lot of oak and greeny time. So I appreciate all the love and support we got in our first year. It was pretty cool. So let's keep it running,
Amazing.
Shall we?
Amazing, yeah. A lot of good people around us. This is a pretty awesome group of viewers and our little community. Love the spicy topics. I love how engaging, how much you guys interact and enjoy it, listen in and comment and hit the thumbs up and stuff. It's awesome. So thank you. Yeah, 2022, 2023. It's been a really good couple of years leading up to 2024. It's going to be a good one too. I'm excited.
Yeah. Just stick around for the end of the video, very end of the video, or if you came here just for the giveaway, at the very end of it, we'll be giving away those 2 cards, a blue back Diglett, and then Giovanni's Exile.
Yep.
Gem Mint 10. So a couple cards, couple magnets be coming your way. So stick around for those. The people that gave spicy topics last week. And the person that got the spicy topic last week by a blowout margin. Jesus Christ. Don't think he's won before. RP20122012 was his name. He said, if you like my comment, Josh will have to eat mayonnaise with pizza.
I think it's 2012. I don't know what maybe that's when he made his account or something. I don't know.
The year he was born, maybe. Probably not. Not in our demographic.
I hope not.
Anyways, if you are 11 years old, you can go after yourself because there ain't no shot. I can think of at least 10 other things that would injure me that I'd rather do than do that.
1000%. 11-year-olds would be bored stiff listening to us talk about our opinions.
Oh God, yeah.
There's no way.
No, I'd have to throw on my Blippy hat and
stop. You're chasing girls
like Coco Melon or what's that? Miss Rachel. You look like Miss Rachel, kind of. That's good stuff.
Nah, I love it.
I think or Mika, Blippy and Mika. That'd be good.
New Blippy and new Mika. They've both got new versions too.
Mika's got a new version
already.
Oh my God, that was fast. That's crazy. Damn. I've been out of the Blippy spheres for a while, so that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm in between stages. I've got another one coming up.
Yeah, you're gonna be seeing Blippy 4.0 with your youngin.
Yeah. I'm in Coco Melon hell at the moment, so that's that one. But yeah, I mean, the actual comment. Let's jump back to that. Yeah, you're gonna have to eat some pizza and do a little mayo dip, a little dipperoo, a little dunkaroo, eh?
The next time I have pizza, I will put a dollop on the tip of the slice.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guys know. I'll post either a video or photo of me doing it in Discord so you can see it. It won't be on here because it won't. I guess I could insert it. Maybe do that. We'll see.
Guarantee you'll want to go after that bite. You'll want to do it again.
No.
You will.
Pizza is so bad for you.
Okay.
It is like my goal to eliminate pizza this year because I did it last year for like 3 months. And I just couldn't. And I need to do it long term. It's so bad.
I literally had pizza with mayo last night.
I could eat pizza every day. It's a problem.
Mayo's bad too, I think. I don't think that's too great for you. It's basically oil.
Having kids doesn't help because going to birthday parties and another birthday party, pizza's the freaking meal of the day every effing time. Am I going to be the 300-pounder that rolls up, be like, salad, please? No. That's like, no. It's tough. I don't know if I need to eat before I go and just like eat a little breadstick. That's probably what I need to do, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll try it just for you guys. Even though I want to cut pizza, I'll do it just for you guys.
Cauliflower crust. Get one of them.
I need to try it. Somebody told me chicken crust, like ground smashed up chicken.
That sounds amazing.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep.
Imagine that with like a barbecue sauce and like red onion.
Smashed, yeah. Which obviously way better for you. No lower carb, so but yeah, way higher protein if you're going for protein kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is mine's gluten-free, so it's like I don't know, it's probably made with like rice flour or something. Like it's not nowhere near as good. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as real pizza, but it's still the closest you can get kind of thing.
Just because we're talking about food, I looked up cauliflower wings. I was like, hey, maybe I'll try cauliflower wings at B-Dubs. It saves you like 50 calories. Huh. It goes from like 1,400 calories to 1,350 calories. I was like, what? I have the friedness is still there. The sauce, I don't know. I guess it's probably healthier for you, but you're not getting protein, but you're getting just as many calories.
The salt and the sugar is in the bread and in the sauce. Like
it's a wash.
Barbecue
it's pointless.
Stuff. Yeah, it's all full of crap.
Yeah.
But, honestly, like just to taste it, I do genuinely think you'd like it. And you could either do a little that sauce that you got for the Secret Santa. You could do a little dot of that with it too. I think you like it. I normally add a little bit of hot
that sounds good.
There's one I get called cilantro, and it's I think the guys, I don't remember what the company is called. I think they're based in New Jersey. It's called cilantro, and it's like a cilantro frank sauce, or whatever they call it. I don't know. That one works really well on pizza. So yeah, I think you could probably try that one. You got do a little scoop and a little dash, spice it up.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see.
He won, so you got to do it.
Yeah.
People have spoken.
You better keep commenting, bud. If I'm going to do this for you, you better keep giving me them spicy comments at a minimum. This week's spice, I'm going to let you take the first swing of 2024. It's got to be a banger. First one of the year.
God, that's so weird that it's a new year. I'm going to say one that I think might sound not great. I think 2023 was probably the best year for artworks, for card artworks. I don't know if 2024 is going to be able to beat it. I'm not super optimistic. I think 2023 crushed it. So that's me.
Yeah. I think 2024 will be the most normalized year buying and selling in the hobby since I've known it, for sure. So, Professor Oak's going to run through some 2023 historical numbers from the grading company bros. Then we're going to go through some just highlights of 2023, our opinions on different things, what we're looking forward to, and stuff like that. And take it away, bud.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for leading us into that. I'll start real quick with December's data as we normally do the month. PSA did 1.23 million cards. Hell of a lot to say it was a month with Christmas and like vacation and stuff. Like I did think that they may be a little bit slower in December, but they crushed it. They seem to do quite a lot. SGC did 123,000, CGC did 120,000, and Beckett did 52,000. So SGC is played second fiddle. They were second to PSA actually in December, which is pretty interesting. I know that they've got some pretty nice priced specials at the moment, so that may play a part in it. They did 110,000 of their 123 was sports, so they're still very, very active in sport. But they did 13,000 in TCG, so they are doing something at least. PSA it's fairly evenly matched with sports and TCG for 635,000 for sports that month, and they did just under 600,000 for TCG. Beckett did 29, again fairly closely matched, 29,000 in sports, 23,000 in TCG.
Wow.
So fairly even, not too far off. And then CDC was 120 total, but they did 114 were TCG and just 6,000 in sport, which seems low. I don't know how accurate that is. Generate. Thanks for the data, but I'm still not 100% convinced it's accurate. 2023. So that's December 2023. They, between those four companies, they graded 17 million slabs in those four companies.
Sorry.
Like,
wow.
Such a crazy thought. When you read it and you think of just like what that must look like, the amount of plastic and cards and shipping, FedEx and USPS, and how many people are involved to make that happen. That itself is an industry, like a full industry. 17 million items graded in 1 year. That's nuts. To give a bit of reference, that's up almost 20% from 2022. So even though 2023 was like a little bit less of a hype period based on like the boom that we talk about, in terms of slabs, they actually increased 20%. So I thought that was an interesting stat to call to as well. Out of the 17 million, there was about 9 million with sports cards and about 8 million with TCG and some non-sport thrown in there. But again, they're very small numbers, which the TCG was up 71% year on year from 2022. So they're definitely the ones pushing that number. And with sports being negative 6%, they actually declined a little bit. Bringing that 17 million down, PSA hit 13.5 million of those. CGC did 1.75, SGC 1.28, and Beckett 772. So CGC and SGC not that far off from each other. I mean, they're 500,000-ish away from each other. And SGC's been making some pretty good strides, it seems, getting up there. I didn't realize how close they were going to be looking at the full year, but still just shows how much PSA is just absolutely dominating it. When we look at the four in terms of like market share with that data, they have PSA essentially at 78%. So well over 3/4 of slabs come from PSA. CGC is at a pretty solid 10%. SGC is at 7%, and Beckett's at 4%. So those black labels, I mean, I feel like there's a very specific. We could talk about the Beckett number, and why their prices get so high. I think that obviously there is less cards being sent there, but I think people are more picky with it too. There's a lot to it. So you got the two extremes there with PSA and Beckett, and that's market share. What I do think was interesting was looking at the gem rates. So who graded gem mint basically for their slabs on average for the year? Beckett actually had the highest gem rate number, which again I think is partly because people are very picky with what they send, and we can talk on that if you want, like I said. But PSA followed tightly at 43%. They were just 2% difference there. CGC added 37% gem rate, and SGC just 26. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if they're stricter, if it's the cards being sent or whatever, but Beckett being at 45%, PSA 43, to SGC being at a 26% gem rate. There's some big differences there somewhere.
Do you think Beckett's includes 9.5s, right? Because that's gem mint for them?
Gem rate, yeah. Mm-hmm. I would think so, yeah.
That makes sense. Wow.
CGC might be a little wonky. I don't know how they've calculated that accurately with the change in what gem rate actually is, because it is now a 10. I'm optimistic that it's correct and accurate based on the dates of the changes and stuff, but I don't think it matters too much anyway. I don't think it'd be too much of a drastic difference. Yeah, so wow. pretty interesting stats there. The Beckett having the smallest market share, possibly the highest prices for their black labels over a lot of the other, PSA 10s and CGC 10s and stuff, but them also having the highest gem rate number. But like very, very interesting stats, very extreme stats for them. PSA is much more like understandable, biggest market share. Most amount of cards graded, highest gem rate, like most regular, easy to understand pricing, that kind of stuff. I feel like they are the standard where it's just like that, what you're getting kind of thing. Less extremities. That's what I'm seeing with it. But I love seeing the numbers. I think it's super interesting.
Yeah. The interesting thing for me, like the Beckett thing's weird because the 9.5s are included. Like I'd love to see what the gem rate is or pristine plus rate is for that. That'd be interesting because it kind of muddies it. The CGC sports cards total graded in December was 6,000 cards versus PSA 635K. That is insane difference. Obviously SGC is number 2 at 110,000 cards, sports cards. 6,000 cards. Talk about a ugly stepchild. That's dark. Like AGS might have graded more sports cards than that. I don't know. That's 6,000. Those guys are not busy. If they're only grading sports cards, they could take 20 minutes to grade your cards. Yowzer.
I feel like PSA gets more than that just from middlemen.
Oh, yeah. Right? Was probably one middleman.
Yeah, I mean, like
probably one.
Really doesn't seem like that much.
No, that's crazy. Going off gem rate, I don't know if it's right, but 6,000 cards for sports. Yikes. Obviously they found a pocket in TCG, but it is, talk about that a little bit, it is down to 120K. So in the peak, when they were doing the mystery boxes, I think they hit 240. So they're down to half of that in December. I know there was like a week off in there, but still, it's still much lower than 240K. So what happens then? like, is 240K the maximum output, and you guys just work slower when you only do half of the quantity? How does that, or you lay people off constantly? Like, hey, like, we just halved our volume. We don't need to do 240K slabs this month. Sorry, George. We'll call you maybe next time. Like, I don't know. That's really weird how that's so much fluctuation to deal with. I'm curious how that's handled. Yeah.
I'd like to know how many graders and like the pre-grading where they enter the info in, how many of those, or how many graders, how many stealers and slabbers and stuff. Like, I'd be super curious to know for each company their size and what their output is against it. Like, who's the most efficient, I guess, or the quickest, or whatever, you know, who has the highest output, you know, versus how many staff they have. I think that kind of stuff would be interesting too, because like you were saying, were they rushing when they were busy and doing it quicker, or were they like, I don't know, are they not rushing and doing when it's quieter, just doing less and spreading it like thicker throughout? I don't know. I think it's interesting. We know PSA has more staff because they just opened up another location, and I'm sure some relocated, but I would imagine they hired quite a few people at the new place.
Yeah, I just wish PSA would update the label a little bit, at least fit the text on there differently.
They do for one.
Oh my god! Just like keep the ugly ass red because it's iconic, but just get more on the label. Because the new sets, it ain't getting it. Like, it's crazy. Like, some of the labels I'm seeing, it's disgusting.
Who was it that said? I forget who it was that said it looked like the hospital wristband.
That was my wife.
It was your wife, and we were joking about that. Like, it really does look like one of those little mini typewriter machines that just prints like a little label thing. It doesn't look good, right? Like, but it is what it is.
I mean,
kind of like the standard. But then
look at it the other way. It doesn't take away from the card because, yeah, it don't take away from the card. So maybe some people like that. Maybe they like, I don't know. I like the whole package, but interesting.
Do you like the labels that have like a color theme match or like a pattern or a design and stuff? Do you like those kind of ones?
No. They're cool for, like, I'd like a cool Amazing Rare Kyogre and one of those fancy rainbow labels, but
novelty wise,
yeah, I'm not trying to have some of these grails in those for some reason. It just doesn't seems weird.
Yeah, I want it to feel
ace grading. Yeah, they do some color matching.
Ace. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I want it to feel professional almost. I want it to feel like it's purposeful, I guess, and rather less like of an entertainment. I don't need the label to entertain me. And I think that's probably part of PSA's success, is they've been very clinical, like, pardon the pun, with it being a medical wristband looking thing, but they've been kind of clinical with the label. But they are due. I think they are getting pretty due for a new one, because I know they update it every few years because of security, and that lighthouse, it's been a little while that's been live now, so we could.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, like I said, you would, like, Beckett tried to change their label last year, the year before. They had some signs. They had some signs at the National, and they got bitch slapped. So you don't want to do too extreme, otherwise, the people, the 13.5 million graded cards, you ain't gonna have happy people with all those cards. They will be pissed. You don't want to do a subtle change, maybe just fitting a smaller font on there or something, just so you can get more effing word. Like, it's crazy. I'll see slabs where this entire text box is filled. The entire text box. And then on the next one, they abbreviate half of it and they use half the label. Like, how does it change set to set? It doesn't make sense. Like, what you would think they try and use up the whole label on every set and not abbreviate. They do the less abbreviations, the better. It's crazy, but maybe it's two different people doing it. Like, hey, John, you're going to do the new Scarlet and Violet set. Well, John doesn't like big words. P.M. Pokemon, JPN, Japanese. Maybe it's Marquise that likes doing the big words, and he only does sports. Who knows? But it's absurd. Fix your shit.
You know what would be really nice is if there was consistency throughout, and it wasn't just the grading companies that chose what it said. Because if it was consistent through there, that would help with it being consistent on eBay and on PWCC and on Heritage and like the selling platforms and listing and knowing what the freaking card is. Because there's some slabs that I've looked at in PSA labels and I'm like, I don't know what variation that is. Like, I don't know what it's saying right now, especially some of the Japanese Pikachus that I've looked at. And I'm like, I don't remember if I have this one. I don't like, there's like subtleties. Some of them aren't even on the label, even though they're variations. Some of them are lumped together. Some of them they have in a different category to what it is. There's like, when you're, I mean, you collect Zapdos, but when you're like a collector of a specific thing, like, like me with Pikachus, you research that, all about all the different slabs that you need and what you don't need and all the categories and like, what you're missing. And you can see a lot of mistakes when you look at PSAs, when you look at what they've done, some of the older stuff, and there's some of the stuff that they've fixed, but then they're still in the registry with the old name too. So they're in there twice. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. Some of the stuff they've done, even within the same set, they've got two different variations of names between different Pokemon, even though it's like the label's different, but it's the same freaking set. It's just a different Pokemon and they've wrote it different. And yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So it would be nice to have some consistency, not just on their slab, but throughout them all, to be named what the card actually is, because the card isn't changing. It's the exact same card no matter which company it goes to. So why is it getting different names and labels? Yeah, that's crazy. That just seems like such a simple, like, duh, of course they should be the same name throughout. It's the same freaking card, right? It's nuts. But who am I? Who am I to say PSA? You do you, boo.
Yeah. 13.5 million cards though graded by PSA in 1 year, up 21% year over year. I just did the math. Based on like $15 a card, what was that? 17 million cards graded. Yeah, so that's $250 million business grading cards based on $15 a card.
Just on those companies we're talking about too.
Yeah,
like there's other. You mentioned Ace, and we got PCG or whatever it is. Like we was doing now, and Tag, and all these other crazy people. I know there's some percentage in there. I imagine it's pretty small.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cards.
So you figure about $300 million business. Damn, son. Like, and then you got to factor in PSA grading all these grails that have like $10,000 upcharges and all this other bullshit. So they're doing all right with these plastic slabs. That's for sure. 21% is crazy. SGC's 29% increase year over year. Didn't see that coming. But sports also. I feel like the prices went down, but I feel like people were grading cards on an all-time high. Like, I don't remember if you mentioned it, but baseball's up 20%, hockey's up 16%. And I feel like that's because there wasn't like a huge breakout NFL star. You had Ohtani popping off. Like, is he the new Babe Ruth? Signed this $700 million contract with the Dodgers. You got Connor Bedard with hockey, and like I feel like those two names alone can help make these numbers happen. And then next year they'll probably be down because Ohtani won't, unless he's still working from an injury. But it'll be interesting to see how the sports stuff flows. But I love seeing PSA every month. The most graded card: Pikachu, Charizard, Jordan, Venusaur. It's so cool.
so many of
I
them.
know it tilts sports people. It's gotta tilt them a little bit. Let us know if that tilts you at all. When I see that, I just chuckle every time. I'm like, that's some funny shit. See, like, who would have thunk it? That's so weird.
Yeah, imagine back when Jordan was really his high and like talking about this kind of stuff. Oh, you're gonna like people are gonna want pictures of a yellow mouse more than pictures of you, bro. That's crazy. Like he wouldn't have been able to fathom that. There's a lot of people that don't. They still think it's ridiculous that people like Pokemon cards buy it. I mean,
Anime creatures.
it's what it is, right?
Yep. Wild. Yeah, man, that's cool. Cool recap for the graded stuff. Looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to Pokemon in March, April announcing how many cards were printed. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I think.
Any guesses? Up or down from 9.1 billion?
Will it be that early? I think their fiscal ends May. I think it goes May to May. I might be wrong, but yeah, I'd like to know how many. I think more because I think they were printing Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, but also they had Millennium Print Group all year, so they had a bit more control. So I think it would have been cheaper for them to print more. I don't know if I'm thinking too far into it, but I think it might have been cheaper production because they're not having to pay the company profits to Millennium.
What's your guess? Give us an amount, and I'll write mine down so I don't try, and we'll see who wins.
What was it last year? Was it 9 point something?
9.1, I believe. I'll write it down so I don't hear yours and try and jump you.
I wanted to say it was 9.2, but yeah, 9.1 billion last year.
Got my number down.
I'm going to say a pretty big jump. I'm going to say 10.3. I really think it was a big year.
9.5 for me.
Okay, so still growth though.
Yeah, a little growth, in my opinion, but we'll see. We'll see who's closer, and the loser's gonna have to do something dumb. I'll tell you that.
You're saying about 5%. I'm saying closer to like 14% or something. I'm pretty big jump, but like 15%. I think it's not sales too. Remember, it's not how many people bought them when they were sold out and shelves were empty. Like it's how many they printed. So that's why I think. That's why I think it would be so much higher. But we'll see. I mean, it won't be long until we're talking about this again. We'll have to recap it, I guess.
Yeah. So let's go through and recap 2023, man. The year's over, books closed. On to the next one. Crazy. My kids will be 6 and 4 this year. What about yours?
Yeah, I'll have one turn 6, and then the baby, we just celebrated her first birthday at Christmas. You know, she was born Christmas.
And your third will be born in September, so that's awesome, dude.
I haven't met my next wife to have that one with yet. So we'll get there. There's still time. The big year. I think for me, 2023 was an exciting one in a lot of reasons. I switched up my time and dedicated it more to this. Like instead, I was making videos every week, sometimes twice a week and stuff. And I decided to shift my hobby time of video making to this, which I've enjoyed way more. And I think has brought a bit of much better net positive on my life and in the hobby for me. I still need to try and make more content. It's got to find that time. It's going to be challenging this year, but I did make some fun videos last year. I did have a lot of fun. I did some fun live streams and I knocked out a few things. Just it has been difficult with the baby, like juggling 2 kids and work. It's. I think I was naive thinking it would be easier than it has been. So yeah, hopeful to try and get get into that this year a little bit more. But a lot of good content we knocked out, a lot of cool conversations. I feel like we've done really well last year on staying on top of stuff. Like I feel like that was really cool knowing like what was happening in the hobby. Like we did a good job at staying in touch with each other on what thoughts were, what things were new, what things were doing well, what changes we like, didn't like, and events. And I don't know, there's a million things we talked about, right? We talked about so many things the past year, so many spicy topics, so much fun, so many laughs and smiles, and just such a good experience in so many different ways. And I feel like I've grown not just in the hobby, but like as a person. Like I feel like I've grown from it and developed in the hobby and my interests and where I'm at. I've kind of like matured a little by going through this with you. So thank you, I guess. Obviously we did it together and with you viewers at home or work wherever you are right now in the car. It's definitely been a team effort, but a cool one at that. It's been a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, dude.
What about you?
It's been a hell of a ride, man. 2023 has been crazy. It's been, I think, more of some of the most selling, maybe not, but a decent amount of selling I've done. Most balanced, I feel like. I cut way back on buying last year, which felt good. And then definitely the more selling was nice. So that was a cool balance. Then this was awesome. Obviously, it also similarly affected the uploads on the other channel and stuff like that, but I still maintained some version of it, not doing so much school last year. And my kids are older, which helps a lot. So yeah, it was awesome. Look back, see this thing, our first episode uploaded January 10th. Next episode will be basically uploaded officially 1 year later, which is cool. Can't wait to keep doing this. To be honest, this is the reason I wake up. I love the hobby. I love watching, seeing everyone's successes. So many different channels and stuff like just have done so well. Like in the last year, like I love watching updates from everybody, and so many podcasts came out. Like I mentioned it, I think last video during the live, all these different podcasts, like a lot of them, including ours, started last year. I think like the only long running one that I listen to is Pokey Flips. So it's cool. I hope the community continues to grow. I continue to see new people and live streams and stuff like that. So it's crazy the community that's kind of built up around all of this pokey investing and just collectibles and nostalgia and all of us old dudes having fun. I can't wait to see where 24 takes us. I think it's going to be an awesome one. I think it's going to be a collector year. It's stuff like the way prices trended in 2023. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to watch and live in it for sure.
Yeah, that's exciting. I like your point that you said early on there about buying less and selling more and kind of like, maybe a different focus. I feel the same. I definitely bought less dollar wise. I may have bought more volume. I may have bought, I don't know. I'd have to weigh it up, but I definitely spent a lot less and sold way more. Like I sold a hell of a lot last year through various different means, and that became more of a part of the hobby for me than it was before. But before that was something just to fund the hobby, whereas that is now like a pretty solid aspect. It's a decent chunk on the wheel, on a big wedge on the pie chart is the selling aspect for me now, which has been cool. I feel like that's been helpful on my maturity and development in the hobby too, because before I felt like I could sell and make money and I knew what was what and where things were at. Whereas this past year, I've actually really kicked it up a notch and done something with it. Like I actually made some progress there. So that was fun seeing some of the fruition there. And yeah, I don't know. I've spent a lot of stuff out to people too. Like I had a really generous year of like sending people gifts and
donuts,
thank yous, donuts. Did he tell you about that? Did I tell you about that?
I don't. He definitely told me about it. I'm pretty sure, or maybe you did. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he told me, but
I think I told you first that we were gonna do it. I can't remember if I told you first or I don't remember. But yeah,
it happened.
Nice little gift from us there. And yeah, so I don't know, just a bunch of stuff. Like I've just had fun bringing a bit of joy and soaking up some of that joy. People sent me stuff. Like I've had a couple of mail days, but the stuff that I've received, I mean, just blew me away. Like freaking Pichu from Yokohama. Are you kidding me? Like it's just some crazy stuff. It's just I don't know, just amazing. There's so many good people in this hobby, and like you say, it's been really awesome to be part of it. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited that I don't really know what's to come this year. I mean, obviously there's a couple of Collecticons and stuff happening, but I don't really know much about the new sets. I don't know like what's going to be the big next Stonko, what's going to be the next Pokemon Center promo that everyone's going to go crazy for. Like I love anticipating what's coming, like and getting ready for it. I think that's fun. All the conversations we're going to have this next year. There's going to be a lot that's going to happen. I'm sure it's going to be. I think it's going to be a wild one. There's going to be a lot, and I know we've got some notes here to recap last year. I think that's a good indicator of how much happens in this hobby. Like we've managed to film. I actually pulled some other stats. Let's talk about that real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it back up because it's on a different.
Yeah. I like that chunky chew in the background.
It's cute, isn't it?
It's a thick old boy.
I lost it. I was on the wrong page. Sorry. One. Oh my God. Where did it go?
But before, I guess, while you're doing that, I was just going to mention some of my least favorite parts of 2023. Because with the good, there's always some trash. And a lot of the trash got taken out. Was not a huge fan of the whole whatnot Blake Martinez thing. Like, so happy that toxicity whatnot is cleaner. I don't hear so much about scams going on there. Obviously, scams could happen anywhere. There's people live streaming on every platform, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. TikTok just started in 2023. God knows where that's going to go in a year. Just started in the last few months. It's just crazy the amount of scammers out there. So more and more of those people get exposed, the better. Good riddance. Those people suck. But yeah, outside of that, there wasn't a whole lot of sucking going on last year. Like it was not bad for 2023. Of course, some prices came down, but it ain't as bad as sports. Sports, even comic books, some comic books, video games. Not a great situation for some pretty high-end video games. Yeah, it's Pokemon was a pretty respectable decrease in prices across the board compared to almost every other hobby that I'm involved in. So shout out to those guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Looking forward to the grind. 2024 is going to be sick. What about you? Any negatives? Or did you find your numbers?
Very few. I think probably my most frustrating. I'm going to touch on the numbers. Yeah. I think the worst part, which isn't really even that bad, honestly, the worst part has been me. Honestly, last year, and self-frustration of not being able to do as much as I wanted to do, and whether that be buying for my collection, researching, learning. Like I really like learning. I like learning about new cards, older cards I'm not aware of, that kind of stuff. I really like buying and selling and playing around with that stuff, making content. Like I feel like I didn't make as much about stuff that I should have. I have a lot of ideas buzzing around in my head for some like pretty solid stuff that I think people would enjoy and like to talk about. and I just haven't been able to get to a lot of it. So I'm hopeful this year I'll be able to get at least a couple of those things out and work on them. But I also recognize that I've done the best I can. So you gotta kind of give yourself a bit of leeway there, I guess. But yeah, nothing too crazy outside of myself, really.
Yeah.
I did want to touch a couple on the basically stats for us on Slab Podcast. This was something I had up earlier. I don't know how I lost the window, but I managed to pull them back up now. So in 2023, we got 35,378 views, which is incredible. People watched us. You guys watched us for 12,500 hours. That's insane. That's crazy to me. And it looks like we got around 1,400 comments, like well over 1,000 comments on our videos, and over 120 shares of our videos. Which
Oh damn, that's cool.
I mean, just amazing.
Oh yeah, dude.
Our top video was episode 12. And it says that people watch that for 400 hours.
Damn.
Which is amazing. So kudos to you. And thank you to everyone at home for support, for watching our videos, for hitting the like button, for sharing them and commenting your spicy comments. I mean, that's just far exceeded what I didn't even know. We didn't know. We didn't have expectations of what we're going to do. We didn't really know what was to come, but we are now at a point where I feel like 2023 was a success for us. It's been really enjoyable, and I get to celebrate it with you and everyone that listens in, takes part of it with us. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, dude. And we got, what is it, 580 subscribers, 600? I don't remember. 580?
Oh my god, where did my window? Did I just close it again? Dear Lord. Let me
Started from the bottom. Started from 0.
Literally, yeah, we're at 580 subscribers. And
Yep.
this is technically our 50th video, because we did an intro video to say we were kicking off, but this is episode 49. So yeah, amazing. 50
cool.
videos in.
Very cool. Appreciate all the love. That's for sure.
Amazing, yeah. Truly. Yeah, I think. Do you want to talk about a couple of things that happened last year?
Yeah, go through some bullet points of like 2023 items and just kind of recap them, what happened and the good, the bad, the current state. I guess I'll kick it off because I know you love it so much. With Metazoo. Our boys at Metazoo, the Mothmans, the Big Birds, the Twinkie Dogs, all those guys, the Cryptids. It's not looking great for those guys. They just had a big announcement. They're going to make some changes. 2-pager, whatever it was, things they're going to do to do better. They canceled a bunch of tournaments. A bunch of people didn't get paid. They lost a bunch of artists. Yikes. Rudy's making videos about it, not doing great. Deleting the videos about it, not doing great. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes for them this year. This will be a pinnacle year for their survival. Because 2023 ended so shit. So I think 2023 started great for them. They won a few good months, had good tournaments. People got paid, I believe, for tournaments. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I played my first game of Metazoo down in Houston with one of the champions, which was pretty cool. Clapped his cheeks, not really, but should have if I had an actual deck. Yeah, cool. I think there's potential, but there's a lot of fixing to do. What do you think?
I think that was the word, potential. I think when Metazoo started, it was a really cool concept. And I think people saw it and was like, this has the potential to actually work. Like, this sounds like it could be something really cool. Like, I love cryptids. I love this. Like, that's a great idea. Oh, that character thing is from my home state. I think there was a lot of excitement about something that could be something really cool. and then they did fucking Hello Kitty. What the hell? Like, what are you doing? It's just so far from the potential of what it could have been. Honestly, I'm not even a massive, huge Metazoo fan. Like, I have a bunch of cards. Like, I've even bought some ungraded, so I'm like, not a big deal. Like, not a lot of it, but I have. I really like some of the. I think they're called auras. Some of the cards, I love them. Like, I've got them in binders and stuff, but I just really thought that they had something that was like gonna be big and fantastic, and I think everyone else felt a little bit of that and wanting it to do well, and then they just did something really dumb just to try and get outside people connected to try and make money, and
Yeah.
it completely lost all of its organic raw potential. There's that P word that you said, the potential. For me, the Hello Kitty thing completely destroyed their whole like IP, because it wasn't Metazoo anymore after that for me. It's Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I think they were reaching for the number 2 media franchise of all time. They're like, "Whoa, we could be Pokemon. Let's do a partnership with these guys." They did they did a World Poker Tour. They did Hello Kitty. Jesus Christ, they were dipping into a bunch of different brand deals. Which Tops, they did the Tops thing, the 101 Mothman. Somebody paid 11 grand. RIP that guy. Yeah, it just it's crazy. Just stick to the basics. Like, that's how it'll sustain. So I think that's what they're going to do, and I think that's what they said in their letter. They're planning on doing in 2024. So buckle up.
Yeah, I mean,
Buckle up.
bring it back to what it should be, to Metazoo. You know, bring it back to it. On the other hand, Lorcana, we didn't know what was going to happen with that, right? That was a little bit of like, is it
August release?
Yeah, you know, we talked a couple of times. Oh, like, is it going to be big? Are they going to sell out? Is it going to stonk? I think I was even saying, are they even going to do like future sets? Like, would it even do well enough where they'd carry on doing it, kind of thing? And it seems like it's made some momentum. It seems like it's doing okay. Like, not blowing it out of the park. I know that, like you said, some slabs aren't doing great and some cards, but they seem to be printing and people are buying them. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
You said at Collecticon people were looking for it, right?
Yeah, that when I was in Charlotte, it was hotter than sliced bread. It was crazy.
Right.
Almost every person that walked by, hey, you got Lorcana? Like, hey, I had singles actually and sold singles. It was crazy. Sold more Lorcana singles, I think, than Pokemon singles out of my binder, which goes to show I only had like mostly vintage singles in my binder. So for Pokemon,
Right.
so that's kind of dark. But yeah, sold one of those. But I'm not a big fan of them not sealing the boxes. Like, it is one of the dumbest things they've done. I think they have now stickers on the edges, possibly sealing them. You might not be able to just slip a pack out of there, because I still have a box from the original release that you can just like squeeze it and slide packs out without any damage. Doesn't feel great. So hopefully they get some more momentum on the third set, because I don't think the second set has any either. So, but yeah, it seems to be steamrolling. Like, they're printing it to oblivion, but they promised they would. They want people to have the cards to play. LGSs were starved when it first came out, and they had to cut certain LGSs because they didn't even have enough. So they're getting it out there to the masses. They want it at LGSs. Like, they understand that's the foundation player base. They seem to be doing the right things to get this thing moving right now. So looking forward to seeing how that progresses. It's graded cards are selling. Prices have come down because of the re-releases and more availability. But there's graded cards of some of these mythics or whatever. Not mythics, that's magic, I think. But the ultra rare cards, the full arts, the Elsas, some of the newer ones, they're doing pretty well still. There's playable cards that are holding value, like in Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and stuff like that. So hoping they fix the boxes, but I think it's promising what Lorcana's got going on. I remember Dan Ketchmall Collectibles. Shout out to that son of a gun. He had said Metazoo will outlive Lorcana. That's a gamble and bet I'd take all day. So hit my line if you're willing to lose some money. So crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call now. It feels a little unknown. I really just think they screwed up. And I know I've talked about it in a couple of videos now, but the Hello Kitty thing was just like, for me, just such a major screw up. So crazy to me. I do want to do a quick kind of little shout out to Topps, actually, with their Star Wars products last year. They actually had a lot of really cool cards. I was working on my Star Wars binder last night as I was chilling, doing catching up on my show, and I was this way. I only got a few gaps left, looking through my my Chrome set from last year, and they had, I can't reach that far. They had some really fantastic sets and cards. They had like variations within the set of signed cards and serialized cards and like fancy, I forget what the phrase is that that they call it when it's like a different artwork or whatever. It begins with an S, whatever. They're just like amazing ones, and like gold variation of this, purple of this, with different refractors and that kind of stuff. They just did really put a lot of effort in, it feels like, and made some cool cards. And talking with the guys in Swami's Discord, Swami, Melfi, he's sending me the cards that I need to shout out. You, like, awesome dude. He's sending me the cards that I needed to complete the set. Dan sent me a bunch of stuff. He's been awesome. And Nate and I don't know, Contrarian, Jason, just like so many people that have just been amazing in that hobby too, in the top Star Wars stuff and Marvel. Like, I learned a lot about Marvel last year. That was cool. Like, they had a lot of really cool cards and sets coming out. Started collecting She-Hulk. Like, who saw that coming? Like,
it's very random.
Must have been your green symbol. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. It's a good match. I bought probably more sports cards last year than I've ever bought. Yeah, I got a couple sitting right here on top of my stacks that are going to go graded. So you never know.
You picked up some hockey stuff too, right? I know you've shown a couple of hockey cards.
Yeah, so not too much. Like, I opened a box of hockey stuff. That was cool. Nothing good at all. But yeah, that was fun. Very cool. Got a new there's a new sports card shop that just opened by me 2 weeks ago, which is really awesome. They got all the graded card stuff, like the Beckett sleeves, the whatever. Anything I need, if I need it quick, I can go there, which is cool.
That's sweet. Would do you think they would ever like want to do any kind of business, like consign with you or through you, or I don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how. I've already gone there a couple times, so they know me. They literally I went like the day after they opened, and love shooting the shit with them. It's cool. A bunch of 30-year-olds that just opened a card shop in their spare time, and they don't have spare time because I don't know how they do it. They have kids and wild.
So, our age too. Yeah, that is cool.
I wish I
had a card store close. I think I'd probably make friends with them. Yeah.
How close is your closest?
Half hour ish. Depends on traffic. The traffic here is so extreme. It's either 20 minutes or like 40 minutes, but like I'd say probably about half hour on average ish.
I can get to the sports card one in 5 minutes, a trading card one, Magic and Pokemon, in 6-7 minutes, and then another big Magic Pokemon one in like 10 minutes. That's crazy. Like it's nice.
I got to go through my town, the next town, the next town,
Jesus.
and then it's like halfway into the next town. It's like 3 towns away. That's the closest one. That
If it's even a good one.
Yeah, that's not even a good one. They're like crazy overpriced. Like they sell like raw packs for like $9-10 of like current, like Scarlet and Violet base and stuff. So it's like $9-10 a pack, and it's like not realistic. ETB's like 80 and stuff. Like it's not even one that you would want to buy stuff at anyway. It's not even a good one. They mostly have comics, but they have all the Pokemon stuff because obviously they're the place to do it.
Yeah.
But the comics, I bought some cheap comics from there. They have comics for like $1 and $2 and stuff. They do have really cheap, like good comics. So I'll give them that. They do have that. But I'd love to have one close. I think it'd be cool. Even like you said, like, maybe take a Friday evening and go play a game, or something. If they do a little mini tournament or something, dozen people there playing. I think that'd be fun. It's been a long time since I played physically, and I haven't ever really played in any kind of like official tournament game or anything. It was just with friends. So
yeah, let's get the daughter into it. She's almost there, starting to read now. Some snap words maybe, and maybe this time next year they'll be ready to play.
She wants makeup. She is the girliest girl, like no interest in anything that I'm interested in, really. Mine's
a good mix right now. She loves makeup. She just got a Barbie dream house, but she loves ripping some packs and seeing shiny cardboard, so could be a problem.
We just gave her Barbie dream house to our friend because she literally didn't play with it. She had zero interest. So weird. Kids are weird.
It's a massive toy. Like it's almost too big.
It is too big. It's in the way.
Yeah. So yeah, I might be selling mine soon, even though she just got it for Christmas. We'll see.
Barbie TCG 2024.
Ooh, Barbie. Isn't that owned by Hasbro / Magic the Gathering?
Magic with their
Magic crossover Barbie.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, it'd be like Hello Kitty and Metazoo. You think it'd be good?
No, awful. I mean, they're doing a My Little Pony one. It's not that far off. I mean,
if they did it like a meme, like what's it called? The thing where you get like 10 cards guaranteed every time.
I can't remember the name. I'm the worst with.
They did it with the Stranger Things. Hidden Secret Lair. They did it like a meme Secret Lair for Barbie, and you get a guaranteed 10 cards every time. That'd be pretty funny. Get like Barbie in her Corvette, Barbie in her jet, like Ken. That'd be hilarious. Wearing like a Ken enough. Like it would be. I would probably get one because it'd be for the memes. It'd be hilarious. Don't make a base set on it, but that'd be funny as hell. My wife would want to rip some probably, even though you get the same cards. Anyways, next to the next topic for 2023. Big event, huge event happened. Pre-release Raichu was graded by CGC Cards. Lots of controversy around this event. I will stand by CGC and their ability to grade and authenticate. I don't think they would do something and grade something where it can be determined it's fake. And if they can, that'll be a big yikes when that happens. I hope that doesn't happen in 24. Hasn't happened yet. But right now, everything points to it being legit. Apparently, a bunch of stories are shared. Who knows? It's above my head, big time. So, me as a bystander looking at seeing what's happened, very cool to see it come to light. I've always heard the name. I never even saw the old picture from E4. So this was the first time. Like I never went looking for it. So this was the first time I was able to ever see it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Just like that's how I feel about most trophy cards. I'm like, oh, those are pretty cool looking. I'll never own one, probably. I don't own Bitcoin and all that. So what do you think about it?
I feel like we talked about it before it came out, like a while ago, like in one of the very early episodes. I seem to remember us touching on it very quickly on if we thought that would ever come out, because I feel like PK talked about it, or someone talked about it, and then we brought it up in an episode. I just honestly, it was like a myth. Like I literally didn't think that it was a real thing that would ever surface, and it just never felt like a real thing to me to even consider or talk about. It just felt like a story, like a fable almost. And when it came out, I was dubious, like most other people, I think. Like, wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah,
Like, it is real? Like, are you sure? And then it's CGC, and then hearing that PSA refused to grade it, like that messes with it, and it's, I think, just a little bit of confusion around it. But like, that is a huge, absolutely huge bombshell to drop in the hobby.
Big one.
That came out, and to think of trying to put a number on what that could sell for at auction. If that went for auction this Sunday for a week, I honestly have no idea what it would go for. I don't think I'd be anywhere close.
Yeah. Just as on the same scale, even in my opinion, the Tyler the Creator card, I completely forgot about it. Yeah. Went for sale. Like the person that had cancer and had to make a wish card made for Yu-Gi-Oh! Went for auction last year and sold for, I think the number was like $350K or something. It's either $350 or $650. I don't know exactly. I don't remember. It's probably $350. But a 101 card printed, made by Yu-Gi-Oh!, which was crazy. Sold for that amount. Very cool to see that thing in real life and people make videos about it and see it being handled. That was way more peak nostalgia for me than the pre-release Raichu, just because I'd always heard about this card. Literally, that thing was a ghost. A ghost. I don't even think there was like an old picture of it. Maybe one in like a magazine, but yeah. So that was crazy to see that thing come to light for me.
Yeah, it's interesting the difference there though too, because I think with the Tyler the Creator card, it's easy to understand. Like, you know what it is. You know it's the card, and you know like its origin and the guy that had it and everything. Whereas this one, like, even though it's out, there's still mystery. We still don't know there was 2. Why is there 2? Why is there 1? Is there 15? Is there 30?
Yeah, exactly.
We're still, like, that makes it really difficult to throw 350K at it. Like, but I guess there's people out there that
it would happen.
Doesn't even matter. Like, I need that because I know that it's rare, and I know that there's probably nobody else in the world that has this.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it'd go for some pretty crazy money.
They got to make a correction because I heard you say it, so I probably said it. It's Tyler the Great Warrior. Tyler the Creator's a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Correction, people. Do not flame us. My bad. It's so similar. I know I said that last time too. You
did say it. I was definitely following your lead there, being the Yu-Gi-Oh! Authority. But I remember. It's funny because I do actually remember following the auction. I remember watching it, and I remember us talking about it a couple of times and stuff. And I still didn't pick up that you said that, or that I said it. So it's funny. CGC. I know that next one that we wanted to touch on. It's a pretty spicy moment for them making that change with the. Not the grading scale, but the grading scale, right? It's what it is, kind of thing.
Old and new labels now, man. Crazy.
I think I like the new label. Like with this one being a black and white and red, and silver card. Like, I think that looks really good with that black and white label. It looks sharp.
Let us know down below which one looks better.
I don't know about that choice, though. I think I prefer the older one.
It is, I don't know, it's just different. It's way different,
So different. It's really not apples.
Like, this is the really old one. This one's a solid blue. The numbers shifted. That was before they centered it, but yeah.
Yeah. I do like the actual slab, though. The slab's
Yeah,
fantastic.
slab didn't change. Slab's still good.
I actually
Yeah.
really like their slab physically, and I think that could be one of the reasons why they've done well. They really nailed it with the slab physically. Like the cards look sharp and crisp and clean, and PSA just looks a bit old school, I guess.
What do you think about the grading scale changes? Because that was more the label change. I feel like was overall positive. Because a lot of people hated the blue, but it was like, in my opinion, it was like 50-50. It was pretty freaking close, 50-50. People torn, but the grading scale is where they got a lot of hate. And what do you think about it?
I don't even know if the hate was warranted, because I think it was more that people were shocked and confused and didn't know how to deal with that. Because when you actually sat and looked at it, it wasn't that big of a deal, and it kind of made sense. Like they wanted to align more with PSA. Like after digesting it and going through it, like it does. It makes sense what they did, and I think it's the right choice that they did it. But initially, like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't just change the numbers. What do you mean you're changing the numbers? You can have two of the same grade and different slabs, but they're gonna have different numbers. And I don't know. I think people were just a little shocked and confused. I think that just came out in like different ways with different people on how they tried to handle it. For me, I mean, I wasn't collecting a bunch. Like I definitely had bought 9.5s and stuff leading up to that, and I got lucky with some of them that I already had some, and then I bought a few because I'd been collecting 9.5 Pikachu's and cracking them out and sending them to PSA. I've been doing that for months. I've been buying 9.5s, like absolutely loads of them. I'd even made videos on it. So when I learned that and they could have all been 10s, I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I feel like I don't know if I would have made more or less. Like I think that would be interesting to like look at those numbers once things settle down a little bit. And that is one of the videos I was hoping to do. That's one of the ones on my bucket list. I'm hoping to knock out on what would have looked differently if I would have bought those 9.5s and not cross graded them. If I'd have hold on to them and then the change happened and there were 10s in CGC, would I have made more or less, kind of thing. I think that could be, interesting topic, but yeah, crazy. I mean, just out of the blue, like I think we knew something was coming. They made like a bit of an announcement and sneak peeked at it, but I think we talked that we were thinking it was the label, because that's what they told us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instead, they upended the entire thing. Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. A lot of like high level, like you see, oh, all your 9.5s are 10s now. Oh, it's so easy to get them. Like, well, if you look, like I did a video, Pokemon Classics did a video. The gem rate now, even with the 9.5s upgraded, it's linear with all of PSA.
Yeah, I mean, we
even
just
ultra modern.
Look at it. There's a pretty close, within a few percent difference. Like it really is very close.
And I look back at the old blue labels, and I remember this guy. He was doing Pokemon content. I think he's out of it now, probably because he got fisted so hard by CGC grading his ultra modern Japanese cards. I remember he was up to like 1,000 ultra modern Japanese Pokemon cards, and it was like a thing where he had not got a 10 yet, a pristine 10, because they didn't have gem mint 10s. He had gotten all 9.5s and lowers in like 1,000 ultra modern Japanese cards. The dude was getting wrecked. Like this is right when CGC opened. So like for those cards to upgrade to 10s, sure. I mean, it makes sense. The dude got 0 ultra modern Japanese 10s. Like it just like some of that stuff makes so much sense. There are, I feel like, towards the end of CGC's blue labels, I think the 9.5s were getting much easier. So some of those were definitely a come up, I'd say for sure. But back, like you look back in the history of CGC, some of those, they're not the same. Completely different grading scales. The grading scales have changed twice. at least at CGC cards. So that was just the first public announcement of changing it. So yeah, it's crazy. It's I think it's for the better. Giving people the chase of getting 10 sets didn't exist. Now people are doing that. People are going after that, and it was not a thing. I had 0 CGC 10 Zapdos cards in my collection because they did not exist for almost 2 years.
Literally,
about 2 years, I had 0 CGC 10 Zapdos cards. It was all PSA and Beckett. It was crazy, and now I can
30 now, right? You got a bunch of them.
I got like 10. It's still primarily PSA, but it's shifting as I find pristines. I'm swapping out my PSA 10s, but yeah, crazy stuff. It's come a long way. I hope they keep doing what they're doing. Hopefully they delete the 9.5 still. They could still do that and not piss a lot of people off, but we'll see. I do like not having 9.5s. I'll tell you that much.
I think my only concern, I love that. I think in theory it's great. I would vote for that. I do have a slight hesitation that if it wasn't a 10 and I got a 9, the 9 would do really bad. Because at the moment, I feel like a 9.5, you can usually kind of make your money back, like maybe a couple of bucks or whatever. But if I was getting a 9 instead,
yeah,
I feel like that would kill. There'd be a lot of junk slabs.
Be a bloodbath. I feel that.
Like there's a little bit of, I don't think it's a big concern, but it would make me a little bit nervous. I think like the 9.5 at least gives you a little bit of something to tick around.
Yeah. Let's talk about Collecticon, man. 2023. I think there was 10 of them boys.
Yeah.
Any highlights?
I think I only did Orlando with you, which was, I think it might have been the highlight of my year. Definitely one of the best moments of the year for me, hobby-wise, life-wise. It was just awesome. Like every part of it. Having dinner with all of our friends, there in the hobby, selling stuff.
Dan's birthday.
Dan's birthday was a hell of a night. And eating good food, while we're having fun and drinking and stuff, and just standing like with you and chatting and stuff while we're selling things, and while we weren't very far into the podcast. We were like a month in at that point or something. Like I don't even remember when the date was, but we weren't very far in, and it's just brilliant. Like seeing so many people, like people giving me gifts, like being able to take selfies with people that I had like dreamed of being able to meet and like spend time with, and I was there like chatting and shaking their hands and giving them hugs and stuff. It's just like a really cool experience in a lot of ways. And in some ways, I want to go to every Collecticon, like because of that. But in some ways, I kind of like just doing it every so often. So when I do have that experience, it feels more special, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it felt really special. Like not to get too like soppy, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's come a long way. Because even like the one at Charlotte, which wasn't the last one this year, but that's the last one I vended at. Vended? Yeah, I vended there. Got to see Rusty, and he said and we've seen it. He's commenting on the channel and stuff, and he's like, "I've watched your podcast." I'm like, shaking his hand, meeting him for the first time. That's freaking awesome, dude. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I had met him in person.
Amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just so many people. It's awesome that they sit down and enjoy. How many hours you just said? 13,000 or something. It's crazy. Awesome. But yeah, Collection's awesome. I'd probably do. I'm for sure 3. I think I got 12 this year. 2024. It's kind of bad. But Chicago, driving to it, vending 2 tables. So that'll be cool.
How far of drive did you say?
4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's doable, right? I mean, it's a slog, but it is like driving distance. You're not having to fly and like get through all that craziness.
Yep, I'd like to go to it's not on our recap, but the Nationals in Cleveland, which is even closer, 2.5 hours ish. So I definitely am going there. Assuming I don't have camping or anything that weekend, but we'll see. But yeah, looking forward to just I like just networking and getting to see all these that's some of the best reasons of not vending at some of these. Like every other one I go to, I meet so many freaking awesome people going up to the booths, talking to them, looking at their collection, shaking hands. Hey, I'm Josh. I do this, and get to know what they do. And that's some of the best part. You rely on the people coming up to your booth when you're vending. And people do come up to the booth, but man, I feel like a lot more people when you're walking around. You can stop at every single booth and you can talk to people that are selling in the hobby. When you're standing there vending, you're talking to customers, and most of them could be buying for their first slab. It could just be a lot more substance in the conversations and the people you're talking to and the people you're meeting when you're talking to actual vendors, because they're people in the hobby selling. Whereas you're talking to a lady dressed up as a Chansey that just walked up to your friggin' booth, and she's never been to a Collecticon, and it's like it's awesome to get sales and talk to these people and meet them and talk to their kids and interact. It's cool. It's humbling. But if you're working to develop and build and get network and get to know other people, and I think walking around talking to all these people that are selling it might be a play. You never know.
There's so much more to it than just setting up a table and selling cards, and I feel like there's a lot of other hobbies that don't have what we have. Like there's a lot of people like, I don't know, say I know Dan mentioned sometime like a few times his Steins. Like I'm sure they hung out and like drank beer together, but they probably like didn't have it anywhere near to the level that we have, where there's like so many people and so much variation and so many events and like so many people to meet and different collections. Like it's like there's just so many hobbies that for me, I look at us, I feel like we're spoiled completely. And Collecticon's that's a great example of the prime experience in one place. Like I think they do well, but I think it's us that makes it, not Collecticon. I mean, it's just a room and tables. They're facilitators. We as the people in the hobby, our interest, our stories, what we collect, buy, sell, that kind of stuff. That's what makes it interesting. And then, like you were saying, being able to talk and experience that with them, it's really cool. Yeah, it's fun. Like a lot of your stuff, like I would never fucking buy. Like I don't have any interest, but I really love seeing you buy it, and I love like the experience that you're getting from it. Like I get a satisfaction from that. It's weird, I guess, but I do. Like I enjoy seeing you like complete that goal or get that thing that you've been excited about, or like pull a card that you really needed or want. Like I have that enjoyment there, and I think that's why I love watching other people their YouTube videos, and people start channels. Like if you haven't made a YouTube video, I've said it before, but please go make one and satisfy that craving for me, because I genuinely enjoy watching people enjoy their hobby. Like I get a lot from that, and I think I saw a lot of that at Collecticon. Like you were saying, people coming up and buying a $20 Pikachu slab and walking away with a grin on their face, like just happy as Larry. That was cool.
Definitely.
Well, that's so funny. I just said an English phrase, happy as Larry, and I literally have a Larry card in front of me. That's weird.
Happy as Larry. Nice.
Happy as Larry.
Somebody kick off the next one.
Okay. Scarlet and Violet.
Rapid fire.
Okay, rapid fire. Scarlet and Violet, interesting generation. I think the cards are amazing. I think they've done absolutely brilliant with the artwork. I think the sets that have been coming out have been very underrated. I think a lot of the cards that are doing well financially make sense. I think there are some that feel too cheap to me and a little confusing. I don't understand why they're not doing so well. which makes me think they may do better in the future. They may rise when more people click on. There's just so much to choose from now because we still have lots of Sword and Shield readily available and for sale on eBay, but also like loads of Scarlet and Violet cards. I think people are still a little bit stuck in like, what do I collect? The sets are huge and there's so many cards and there's so much money invested and I can't pull them one on one. I think there's still a bit of that. So I think once people start to nail down their stuff a little better, I think I'll get in a better spot, honestly. But at the moment, I don't know about this year. I'll tell you the game, I was looking at some of the data. The game is the third best-selling Pokemon game there's been.
Ever?
Red and Blue is number one. Sword and Shield on the Switch, which was the first ever Pokemon Switch game, is second best-selling. And right below it, it's very, very close. It's like within a few percent. It's very, very close behind it. Is Scarlet Violet, actually.
So it's going to pass it, probably.
I think it's probably going to pass it this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. That's crazy. I'm going to tie in Scarlet Violet with my 2024 hopes and dreams for the hobby. The Scarlet Violet so far has been pretty awesome. This is my first generation I've got to experience the beginning of since I've been in the hobby, since 2020. I didn't get to experience the very beginning of Sword and Shield or something. I don't even remember. The one prior to this, Sword and Shield. So I didn't get the very beginning. I was pretty close, but this was the first time I was at the base set of a new generation. And I'm excited for the way the alt arts and all of that stuff's been going. And when I sit and think about some awesome cards that are just waiting in the realms to get like alternate art cards, it could get like they could do some nasty ass like Charizard. It's been done probably 12 times already, but there are so many sick ass cards that just can get some really cool alt arts. Second gen cards like. They did even the Lugia, the Ho-Oh, geez, like there's so many different things. Like the Lugia make a bright one or give a little taste of the original printing. Like just so many sick things that these people and artists can do. I'm excited. I'm excited for what the cards will look like by the end of the year.
You know when you're at a beach and there's like the little sand dune area where there's like grass. There's like I don't know what, I guess it's called a sand dune. There's like little grass like leading up to the beach and then there's the sand and then the water. I would love an art card with a Diglett in the grassy sandy bit and a Wiglet on the edge of the water. Like almost like a tag team, like maybe about to fight or try and fight.
Tag team card?
That would be either that or against each other. I don't know. I just think that would be a really cool, very
Grail
story. That's like a telling a story kind of artwork. I don't know why I think that'd be so cool. I think Wiglet's like a pretty cool Pokemon visually. I think you could have some fun. Like,
yeah, Wiglet's got way too much love already. I think he's already got a shiny and an alt art, full art,
and it's cute.
Diglett's never got a shiny ever, and it's never got a full art, and that thing is old as balls. So. Here we are, hoping that happens this year. We'll see.
It'd be cool. That Wiglet card, it is cute. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a really cool artwork, and I was glad they did that. But yeah, like you say, Diglett could have. That'd be a cool combo because they're obviously related.
Yeah,
like it's like they're
similar species.
They're not. Like they're not, but like they are. Like it's
maybe. One's a worm Pokemon, one's a mole Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. But it's Diglett and Wiglet. Like they're setting it up for something. There's something that's coming there where there's going to be some kind of like similarity there, whether it's a card artwork or part of the story, or there's some reason why they're going to have a similar name.
Tag team of that card would be filthy, though. I'd give you that.
I'd love that. That'd be cool.
All right, PWCC Fanatics, yeah, they're still surviving somehow. Shout out to Z&G Emporium. PWCC, I every week I'll go search Zapdos. That's about it. I don't get into the weeds anymore.
Even the specific stuff, I'm just not seeing the things that I'm looking for. I don't know why. They've got loads of stuff listed, but I don't know. Feels a bit bare.
Yeah. PWCC purchased by Fanatics last year, and not a whole lot of changes. I don't think. I think it was coming off of the end of last year where they were having shipping problems and people getting paid out. Took a while, but that seems to be. Haven't heard complaints. Seems to be going pretty good. They're still getting a sharp ton of freaking cards on there every week. Crazy amount of cards. So they're doing well. But got to shout out ZNG Emporium. eBay auctions. Only place you should probably be auctioning cards is on eBay, to be honest. Unless it's, I don't even know. I don't even know what that characteristic would be. Like I just saw there's a TMB phone cards listed on PWCC. Why? Unless they're like paying you to list it. I don't know. The rates you can get on eBay are so cheap for high-end stuff like that. Yeah. Similar.
Education, I guess. Just knowing. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if you got anything on that. If not, we can kind of roll it into the eBay.
No, I think it wrapped it. Not a particularly exciting topic, honestly. I think it's had its day, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting much from them at the moment. It's nothing too exciting there that I'm seeing, or I'm definitely not selling with them.
Yep. Yeah. So eBay Vault initiated, I believe, in 2023. eBay Live definitely did last year. eBay Vault might have had very beginnings in 2022, but you're a select list of people. But now it's a little bit more full force. I'm consigning like 5 cards right now through Catch 'em All Collectibles. I'll let you know how it goes.
Nice.
I also have an eBay vault. Everybody does, I believe. Everybody has access to their own vault. They can sell their own cards through their vault. Cheap, 0 sales fees. I think it's going to 3% or something this year. So I don't know exactly on that, but look into it if you're looking on it. But that is going to be, once it's optimized, a long way to go still. Like as soon as PWCC's got it done right. I want to say eBay Vault, is it scans or photos? Because I swear I saw there were photos, because I think I saw the little stand on the bottom of the card. But I could be wrong. Don't quote me, but that would be a big yikes.
I thought you had to give your own photos.
You do, but then they take their own. It's the dumbest process in the world right now.
Oh, they do? Oh.
One of the reasons I don't want to send them to my own, because I'm too lazy. Like, you got to fill something out. You got to take all these photos. I'm like, bitch, why don't I'm just going to list them on my eBay. Like, why am I wasting this time? And then you got to wait the month for them to get listed on their thing. Then you got to change the freaking descriptions and the titles because they come out through eBay's ass. So, yeah. They got some work to do. Hopefully they do the work. Seems easy enough, but we'll see.
PWCC does it. I mean, plenty of people do it. There's got to be some kind of process for making it better.
Yeah,
but it's there, like you say, it's an option, and I'm sure they'll continue to sink money into it. If there's 17 million cards a year getting graded, like clearly a market there to sell them, and it's a huge category for them. eBay, like it's a massive selling category is cards and slabs. So yeah. 2024 hopes and dreams. I'm really hoping that our sets are going to be amazing, and they're just going to be our Pokemon card sets. I hope they're going to be amazing and beautiful artwork, some fun and exciting. And I really hope that we can get back to $10 PSA grading. Really, really want $10 grading again. I don't care if you know about that. I've got a pile of stuff I want to grade for me, and I don't want to pay.
I know. It feels bad. Grading stuff for PC at $15 does not feel great. Unless it's like an expensive thing. Like, I want this I want to grade this $1 card for the PC. If it hits a 10, I think I can make my money, but I don't want to sell it.
Right.
It's a tough spot. I don't like it's. I have a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards I want to grade. They're not going to CGC because that's really, really dark, almost as dark as CGC sports cards. But yeah, I don't know. Just $15 is expensive.
$10. Give me $10. I don't care if it's summer. Like, just let's figure that out. I don't want to sit on this stuff forever. I've literally got money to give you. Do you want it?
They went up 33% year over year with saying $15 all year plus.
Yeah. Fuck you, Oak. We don't need your money for your bags. Yeah, that's basically what they're saying. But here's what it is. I'm sure there's a few other people like me that just, can't warrant just wasting that extra money when hopefully they'll do it. I don't need them graded for my PC that much. It's still in my PC right there.
Yeah. Yep.
What about you? Any other hopes you wanted to add?
Yeah, just the one with the alt arts. I'm hoping that we get some really sick ones, kind of similar to yours, I guess, in that aspect. So, but yeah, I'm gonna.
One other thing, I want special delivery Dragonite. Actual. Don't talk to me about the old one. I want the actual special delivery Dragonite Pokemon Center exclusive. Give me that.
There you go. So, going to run this giveaway of the 2 slabs. First one is going to be for the Diglett with a slab podcast magnet along with it.
Oop.
And let me share my screen right now. And here we go. First winner is going to get the Diglett. You can't win twice, and if it's one of our names, rip. Ditto Faction.
Sweet.
This was a good one. This is one of my favorite spicy comments too. One Piece will surpass Yu-Gi-Oh! In the big 3 by end of 24. That is spicy as balls. So we're gonna pick another winner, and I didn't delete our names, so we will re-roll it if one of us win it or ditto. The Immortal God. Unfortunately missed the mark on this one, in my opinion, especially. Oh, he didn't like our video. It's pretty spicy. We'll give it to him though. Appreciate you, bro.
He didn't love. Yeah, I appreciate it too. He didn't love that we did the binder and I didn't talk for 2 hours. So I was trying that. Well, hey, that's the hobby. That's like what it is, and we're gonna have future lives. So don't worry, we're gonna have fun and we'll have chats and we'll be more interactive. We've definitely got some fun plans for the year. I'm sure we'll be able to do more lives and do it again. So very exciting. But I'll get that out to you. Sweet. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Mr. Green, very excited to be celebrating a year of podcast with you next week. That's going to be a fun conversation. We could recap a couple of old spicy topics. I don't know. Hopefully this week you guys are going to leave some and we can get some votes and enjoy those and talk about those as well. But yeah, have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Welcome to 2024 and thanks.
Have a good one, y'all. Peace.